Hello, goddesses. Ashley Rose here, astrologer, human design reader, and feminine energy mentor. And I wanted to come on here today and just talk about the collective energy that is really pervasive this week, really through the end of March. There are a lot of endings happening right now, which means that we're preparing for new beginnings. But of course, until we can hit those new beginnings, there are a lot of endings happening right now. And you may be going through grief on either an individual level or collective level. Grief really being pervasive right now. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you about what the energies are doing, why we're feeling this grief or this heartache or brokenhearted, or however it is showing up in your life. And I wanted to give you 3 practical tools that you can use right now today to help fortify your nervous system, fortify your soul, and prepare you for the new beginnings that are inevitably coming as we deal with these endings. So let's begin. So as you guys know, we just entered Aries season. We just hit the spring equinox. And typically this is a time of new beginnings, spring, renewal, rebirth. And that is happening. However, there are 3 major planets in the sky that are still going back and forth over the last sign of the zodiac, which is the 29th degree of Pisces. So even though the sun has already reached the fiery sign of Aries, which is all about newness and spring and rebirth, Neptune, Mercury, and Venus are enacting a cosmic dance in the sky right now, where they are moving backwards and hitting that final degree point of 29 degrees of Pisces. 29 degrees being a culminating degree. It's the last final degree of the zodiac, that 29th degree of Pisces, which signifies endings and deaths and the underground, even, darkness aspects of winter that we experience right before we hit that newness of Aries. And by the way, I have a lot of experience with the 29th degree of Pisces because my ascendant is 29 degrees Pisces. My Jupiter is conjunct my ascendant at 29 degrees Pisces. And then I'm also a Pisces sun. So I have a lot of this final culminating energy. And so I'm really feeling this with Neptune and Mercury and Venus hitting my personal ascendant and my personal Jupiter. So I'm feeling this a lot. And so that's also why I wanted to come on here today and give you guys some insight, just in case you are feeling this, in case it's resonating with you, to just give you some tools that you can use right away to help get us through these times. Because again, this too shall pass, this too shall change, and we will be on the other side shortly. Neptune is currently moving forward through the last degree of Pisces. And Neptune remains on this final degree of Pisces until March 30th of this year, where it finally moves into the sign of Aries. So Neptune, in its forward direct motion, is on this final degree of Pisces, moving very slowly through the end of March. Mercury, which has already made it into the sign of Aries, Mercury is now going retrograde back into the final degrees of Pisces, back into the 29th, 27th degrees. And it's going to hit that last degree of Pisces on March 29th, where it will stay in Pisces on those final degrees until April 17th. And then we have Venus, which is also moving backwards in the sky from the sign of Aries. And it's hitting that last degree of Pisces on March 27th, where it's going to stay in Pisces on those final degrees until April 30th. Okay. So I'm currently filming this video on March 24th, and you see there's a lot of action happening over the next week. Neptune is remaining on the final degree of Pisces until March 30th. Mercury is going to hit the last degree of Pisces on March 29th and then stay in Pisces until April 17th. And then Venus is moving backwards from Aries into Pisces. It's going to hit the final degree of Pisces on March 27th. So just a few days here, and it's going to stay in Pisces all the way until April 30th. I brought up the topic of grief and grieving and endings because I'm noticing in my own life and the life of my clients, my friends, my loved ones, that there is just so much ending energy happening, despite the fact, again, that we just hit the spring equinox portal and spring brings newness and beginnings. There's still this Neptune, Venus, Mercury movement in the sky that is bringing these ending feelings. A lot of endings occurring right now. There are endings of friendships, there are endings of jobs or areas of service that maybe we've been in for a while. There are endings of contracts and business agreements. I'm seeing people I know and love experiencing endings in the form of loved ones passing. If you are currently experiencing some kind of ending, an ending of a job or career, a relationship, a friendship, maybe a project that you've poured yourself into that is finally coming to a close, I just wanted to let you know that one, you're not alone. You're actually right on time. And just the reminder that with every ending, a new beginning opens, new opportunities open, new portals of possibility, abundance, love, and joy open. However, we do need to experience the endings so that we can get to the other side and experience the newness. And so with this action at the end of Pisces, I wanted to give you 3 things that you can do to support yourself right now if you or loved ones are experiencing these endings and you are experiencing the associated grief or heartache or heartbreak or confusion that may arise with these endings, right? Because endings can be hard. Sometimes endings are gentle and beautiful. And I do personally believe, as part of my worldview and my value system, that everything is happening for me. Nothing is happening to me. I'm not a victim. Everything is happening for me. And even with this really open, optimistic belief system, you can still feel those endings sometimes, right? And still have the space to give yourself room to process, to grieve, to integrate that something that you have invested time, money, energy, love into may be coming to a close, either expectedly or unexpectedly. Okay? So, the first thing that you can do to help support your nervous system and your mind, body, and soul for these endings that may be occurring right now. Spring cleaning. Okay. We are still in spring. We are still in Aries season, even though we have all this action at the end of Pisces still. And so finding ways to really purify your space, your body, your mind, your emotions. I'm finding that to be integral to my spiritual practice right now. And I'm really recommending it to the women in my world, to my clients, to my loved ones. So this purification, the spring cleaning, can look a few different ways. One, literally cleaning your spaces, cleaning your house, cleaning those dusty corners that got even dustier over the winter, cleaning out those storage units or those spaces that are just gaining clutter, and then cleaning out your own thoughts, your own space, your own body, your own mind, your own soul. So this might for you look like taking lots of spiritual baths with Epsom salts. If you follow me, you know that I talk about this a lot. So taking intentional magical baths with Epsom salts and essential oils, maybe some rose petals, and actively releasing gently and gracefully whatever is already seeming to be releasing from your life. Also, decluttering and purifying your own energetic body and aura and space with sacred plants, sustainably sourced Palo Santo or sage or cedar or whatever incense or plants that are in your practice that are responsibly and sustainably sourced. This can be a really good time to kind of up your practice of using smoke as a sacred substance to clear your space and also clear your own body. I'm also finding that purifying myself and my energy with light is really helping right now. Light sourcing is a practice that I use where I sit and I meditate and I literally visualize the light of the universe, the light of, God, or the light associated with angels, or maybe even like a purple violet flame. I just imagine these lights shining down on me, purifying my energy system, making sure that any energies that might be in my energy system that do not belong to me are released from my system and transmuted and transformed, taken back to source. just making sure that I'm really purifying my vessel and that any energy that I am carrying around at this time is just mine. This is also a great time, if this is part of your spiritual practice, to even do any kind of like cord cutting or, cutting of any karmic contracts or agreements, clearing your space just of any energy that is not yours, that is not sovereign to you. For the second tool you can use at this time, really leaning on our plant allies for heart healing, for addressing any grief, and for helping to fortify our spirits against these, times where a lot of things might be ending. For me, I really love to use rose as a heart ally. So I even have a rose syrup elixir for heartache, for heartbreak, for grief that I really lean on during these times when there are a lot of endings happening and maybe the path forward isn't always so clear. I find that rose elixir or rose syrup can be really just calming and comforting and helpful during times such as this. Adaptogens can also be really amazing during these times as well. Maca or ashwagandha, rhodiola, or even like the adaptogenic mushrooms like reishi, cordyceps, maitake. You can eat these as medicinal mushrooms. You can cook with some of them. Like I love to cook with maitake. I'm actually planning on making dinner tonight and cooking with some maitake mushrooms, lion's mane, turkey tail. All of these kind of more medicinal mushrooms, functional mushrooms, can be really helpful to be taking at this time to really strengthen your immune system and fortify your spirit and soul. And then also teas can be a really great way to consciously and with full intent provide yourself with plant allies that will help to strengthen your spirit and soul. For me, I know I've really been leaning on oat straw, like milky oat tea that is very fortifying substance. I've been making this gorgeous tea mix with milky oat tops, hibiscus, and butterfly pea flower. And it's the most gorgeous tea. It's this beautiful, deep, deep, deep purple color because the butterfly pea brings in like this deep sapphire blue, and the hibiscus, this is very bright red. And so together they make this really gorgeous purple tea. And I've been using that with the milky oats to help just bring some nourishment to my soul. And then the third thing you can do to really strengthen and fortify your spirit at this time is to remember your why, remember your purpose. When you are going through a tough time, when it is hard for you to see forward, when things around you might be crumbling, and you're not yet in the building of the new stage, just remembering like what your purpose is, what your mission is, why you're here, the reason that God put you here on this planet, whatever that is, just really digging deep into that knowing. That is something that no one, no situation, no thing can take from you. The reason that God put you here on this earth, nobody can take that from you. So for me, I know that one of my major purposes is to work with women and helping to restore and helping the divine feminine to rise, helping women to really regain their feminine essence, their connection to source, to God, and to remember and to expand their own material and spiritual abundance. That is why I work with women. That is why I work in the areas of astrology and human design. That is why I work in the areas of entrepreneurship and manifestation, to really help women remember our birthright as beautiful, creative, abundant beings who are here to live a joy-filled, beautiful, adventurous life. So in times like this, I remind myself of that purpose so that I can continue to move forward even when things look foggy, even when things look hazy. And so for you, this might be a great chance to sit down with your journal, light a candle, maybe commune with your ancestors, pull a few tarot or oracle cards. Really remind yourself, what is my life purpose? Maybe even do a life purpose spread. Maybe you're here to spread beauty. Maybe you're here to spread knowledge. There's so many reasons for your why, and just really remembering them at this time can be a perfect practice to get through these endings, which are kind of following us through the end of March and a bit more into April. When we're going through a metamorphosis process, when we are going through what we're going through right now on a collective and individual level, when we are kind of being stripped down to our true selves, again, that 29 degree of Pisces is really about that dark mother, dark moon energy. This is a chance when things are being taken away, when things are being gracefully released from your life. This is a chance to strip yourself down to your true self, your true essence, be reminded of who you truly are. Again, that perfect soul blueprint that you hold in every cell and every DNA of your body. Gaining access, reconnecting to that true self. That is what these times are for, not to make us victims, not to pull us down, not to make life confusing or to dishearten us or to make us want to give up. No, it's to remind us who we are. Okay, so just understand that process. And then also know that once you've been stripped down to your true self, that is the perfect time to then plant the seeds of your next phase in life, to plant the seeds of your next creative vision, of your next business, of your next relationship, of your next move. Once you've taken away the illusion, once you've taken away the crud that's on top of you, once you've released things that are no longer in alignment, people, places, opportunities, jobs, relationships, contracts, once you've gotten those out of the way and gotten back to your true self, then this is where you, from a place of purity and alignment, you can begin to create the next phase of your life, planting those seeds of intention, of abundance, of beauty, of growth. And then from that place, having the wherewithal to then nurture and nourish those new seeds that you're planting that will then grow and expand and create the new garden of the next phase of your life. So if this is interesting to you, if this was helpful to you, thank you so much. I hope that this brought you some solace. Also, if you really want to know more about these planetary transits, I have a video specifically on Venus retrograde and what to do if you're feeling Venus retrograde, especially if like your money feels weird right now, your finances, your relationships are feeling weird. Venus retrograde often brings these type of experiences to us so that we can realign and then come out stronger. And so I actually made a video all about Venus retrograde for you. So if that is interesting and you want to follow up on that, I'll leave the link to the Venus retrograde video below. You can also always visit me on Instagram at the Bliss Queen, where I will also have access to the Venus retrograde video there. So I love you all so much and good luck over these next few weeks, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.